Hey everybody, what's up? It is Steve Witchell here, coming to you live from New Orleans, Louisiana, and it's Whatever Wednesday, May 12th, 2021. Again, I'm Steve Witchell. You can see my name there on the screen, and it is noon Eastern or noon Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, which is when I come in here live Monday through Friday and talk about stuff. And Whatever Wednesday is whatever stuff that is on my mind or on the mind of people in the CBC Group. And it's fun, and we just do it on the fly here. So if you want to comment, please click on that link and let StreamYard show your name. That's all it does. It's not collecting your information or spying on you. It's just letting StreamYard show your name so I can see your name and I can show you on the screen and say hello. So say hello and tell me where you're from and what's going on. All right, so this topic comes up a lot, and I'm going to share with you the screen, my screen, and show you what prompted this conversation. And let me just make sure I got the right thing there, and I think I do. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, so this post from less than an hour ago from Bill Whitley says, with all the emphasis on tribute bands and copying songs note for note, I wonder if getting on stage and jamming with other players might become a lost art. All right. Got it? Got it. Okay. So there's a lot to unpack there. And I as I said in the description here, I wrote an article about playing note for note versus making it your own. And you can find that article on the Cover Band Central website there, where I really dug deep into it. And I'll dig a little bit into it here. But if you want to read that article, it's available there. But yeah, the bottom line of that whole conversation is that playing in the studio, recording a song in the studio is a completely different animal than playing live. So, and even for the artists who did the original recording or wrote the song or whatever, it's completely different. So, artists will play a song live a little bit differently sometimes than they recorded it. Sometimes they'll play it a lot differently. And, they're free to do that because it's their song, I suppose. But the fact is that you cannot perfectly replicate a recording live, no matter how hard you try, because there's different little nuances that come with playing live versus recording. And recording, you're double tracking vocals. Sometimes you're double tracking other instruments. Sometimes you're adding other instruments that you don't have available on stage in your band. And some bands will use recorded tracks too, in addition to their live thing, and that's pretty common practice. So you can't exactly replicate a recording. That being said, you want to stick to signature parts in songs. You want to stick to lyrics, generally the right lyrics, unless you're putting in something that's a little fun inside joke for you, for the band, or for the crowd. That's a thing you can do. You're always free to kind of improvise solos or add little notes in here and there if you want to. But you want to stick to signature parts, signature solos, signature fills, signature drum fills, signature guitar parts. That's something you always generally want to do. I can't say anything is always. Generally, you want to do that. But you're going to inevitably, as your personality comes through in playing, you're going to inevitably play it. You're going to make something your own. You're going to play it like you. You can't play something like somebody else, no matter how hard you try. You come close, but you're still going to put your spin on it without even really trying in particular, because you are you. You are an individual. Your personality is going to come through in your playing. It is going to be evident to other people that that's you playing. Even if you're completely note for note replicating somebody else's part, you're still going to put your little something in there. You can't help that. That's always going to happen. Now, Richard Fuller said, make it your own. And there's time and place for that. Yes. If you want to intentionally make a song your own, if you're trying to make a song sound completely different, you want to change the tempo, slow it way down, speed it way up, cut out parts, add parts. Those are things you can intentionally do. And those are things that sometimes you do unintentionally when you're jamming, because something happens on stage. The organic nature of playing live, sometimes things happen that are out of your control. Somebody breaks a string, and now all of a sudden you have to do something a little different in the song. Those things happen all of the time. So that ends up where you're making it your own. Steve said, when I learn a new song, I'll reference 3 to 4 different live versions. Yeah, Steve, that is an excellent point. When I'm learning songs, what I do is I'll listen to the recording, and generally I'll check out the video on YouTube, the recorded version of it. And then I look for other versions of it as well. And generally I'll look on YouTube, but I guess on Spotify, Amazon, any of those, you can find live versions of songs. And yeah, you hear any popular bands, you'll hear the live version and you'll be like, oh, okay, that's a little different. I just listen to, I have my music playlist on shuffle all the time, and Whole Lotta Love by Led Zeppelin from The Song Remains the Same came on. And that is completely different than the recording. I mean, they play the song, but they put in a whole jam section of different things where they include different parts of other songs. And I mean, they completely change that song. They make it like from a 3.5-minute song to a 12-minute song. So that's something that they did intentionally. So that's something that you can do, but you want to kind of think about it beforehand. Now to kind of get to the other part of that comment is jamming a lost art? No, no, not at all. I mean, if you're just hanging out with your friends or your bandmates in rehearsal room, in your garage, in your basement, whatever, you're going to jam. Inevitably, somebody's going to just start playing something and somebody else is going to join in. You're going to jam, and that's fun. And that is definitely an art. It's definitely a big part of being in a band and being in this business, is being able to jam. When I went to college, and I was majoring in music initially, and I had a jazz improvisation class. That's what it was called. And really all it was a bunch of musicians getting in a room and plugging in and just starting to play. That was it. There was no form to it. I don't think there was even a professor in there. There was just like, all right, guys, go ahead, go jam. And you learn a lot from that. You learn how to work with other people. You learn how to give and take. You learn how to play when it's your turn. You learn how to shut up when it's your turn to shut up. So jamming is definitely not a lost art. I mean, I do it, I play covers 3 times a week here in New Orleans, and there's songs that we jam on. There's songs that we it's a longer solo, or we're playing it for the first time. That happens to me almost every week, where I play a song for the first time on stage, like a song I've never played before. A keyboard player will turn around and say, it's in G, and here are the chord changes, and go. And that's it. So that to me is jamming too. All right. All right. So I'm not sure this has anything to do with what I was talking about, but Sheila said, hi from Detroit. I'm looking for a good mic. Any ideas? Haven't jammed in many years, slowly getting back into it, and want a new mic. So I'm looking for simple vocal effects. I've seen some 4 boxes. Was wondering if I'd suggest any. As far as a mic is concerned, get a SM58. Sure, that's the way to go. Get the Beta one. It's better. It's $150. As far as vocal effects, I can't really help you there. I sing, but I don't use anything like that. So hopefully somebody else can answer you. Ulrich Wagner. Cade Epson says, as a guitar player in a cover band, it provides a lot of solos, and there's some solos that are signature for the song. So Living on a Prayer, you can't really play something else than the original solo. Agreed, Ulrich. And I would say that with a song like that, a song like Sweet Child of Mine, you got to kind of play that solo, because everybody knows that solo. And there's a lot of songs like that. But then there's other songs where you can just jam. You can make up your own solo, and it's fine. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Trying to read and talk at the same time. Brandon says in 2021 things have their place. There's a time and place for absolute jamming, absolutely, but there's a time and place for no playing too quick, playing with tracks, etc. Correct. Okay. Justin said covers for me are the most fun when there's a balance between playing the recognizable parts and throwing in your own creative bits. I'm not interested in playing the songs 100% exactly how they were recorded in the studio. And again, Justin, like I said in the beginning, there's no way you can. You cannot replicate a studio recording live, no matter how hard you try. You can play all the parts, but studio is a different animal than playing live. Okay. And Dana said what I just said about signature stuff is 100% accurate. If there are parts that define the song, got to play those parts. We would change a lot of stuff about songs depending on the crowd and song, but regardless, got to hit those signature parts. Yes. The only thing that drives me crazy is when people don't play certain parts because they were too lazy to learn the song. And that's obvious to me when I'm playing in a band with somebody. Like if a solo needs to be a certain way and it doesn't go, they don't play it the right way. It's obvious to me that they're not just trying to improvise and make it their own. It's obvious to me that they were too lazy to learn the song or learn the solo. Learn it right first, then make it your own. That's it. And Facebook user, I don't know who you are, but said jamming is not dead. Playing Allman Brothers tribute band, which is super cool. I want to know the name of your band. I want to know who you are too, because Facebook user doesn't tell me who you are. But I love the Allman Brothers, and talk about a jam band. That's one of the bigger ones that from the rock era. All right, I've gone way over time here. You try to do 10 minutes. All right, coverbandcentral.com. Sign up for a profile for you, your band, or both. It's free. Let me tell you this every time because it's the place to go. And also, if you want to get in touch with me, Steve at coverbandcentral.com. And you can find me on Facebook too. I'm readily available. My name's there on the screen. You can see me. And that's it for Whatever Wednesday. See you tomorrow for Throwback Thursday. Be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. Have a great day.